Modules are the basic building blocks of Angular. Is your basics with the modules correct? Let's find out. This is part of the video series Angular course. If you have not watched the earlier videos, you can go through them for a better understanding. Before explaining you what are Angular modules, let us first understand what are different architecture approaches that we take for building application. Traditionally, for older application, we used to use a monolithic architecture. What does a monolithic architecture means? It means every code that you write in your application follows a bottom-up approach and all the parts of your application are closely coupled. Maybe their functionality is different, but they are so interrelated that change in one module or one section of your code might affect the other section of the code. This makes this application unmaintainable and also it is not scalable. That means if your application is small in size today, you cannot make it large tomorrow. This will take a lot of unnecessary modification in your application. On the other hand, we have a modular architecture where we divide our application into multiple modules based on certain functionality. The modules can work independently, and if one module need to depend on other module, that is also possible, but that way the modules are loosely coupled. This makes your application greatly scalable and also maintainable. Now that we have created our application and there is only one module which is handy to us is the app module. Let's see how it looks like. There is nothing special inside the body of the class. However, which makes this class to be treated as module is this decorator above it. This ng module decorator can make any class to act as a module, and it takes a configuration object which is passed into this decorator, and it takes several configuration options like declarations, imports, providers, bootstrap. In many other modules, you will also find an exports array. What are these configurations are about? Let's talk about that. Any module that you create will typically hold this kind of configuration detail within it. Now, this refers to different parts of your application, and a module defines a boundary which keeps this part of the application together. And as a developer, you need to choose that what are the sections or what are the pieces of your application you want to be within a particular group. That way, it will be easier for you to maintain it, and also if you want to expose certain functionality to the rest of the world, you can also choose those features and expose it to the outside world. There can be another module which has the similar kind of configuration, and then these two modules can depend on each other. However, they will be very loosely coupled. For example, module 2 wants certain feature from module 1. Then it can import the features which are obviously exposed by the module 1. So only those features which are exposed by the exports attribute of module 1 can be imported to module 2. However, any other feature directly cannot be imported if it is not desired by module 1. Thus, you have the control how you want to restrict certain feature of one module to be used in other module. Now let's talk about what this different configuration actually hold. The declarations array can hold the component, directive and pipe that is part of this current module. So it's sort of defines what are the different pieces that this module holds. The imports array, as I said, imports the dependency of the current module. It imports the features from other module. Export defines what are the features that you want to be exposed from this module so that other modules can use those features. Those are defined in export, and export can contain those elements which you have in the declaration or which you have imported into the module. Lastly, providers can hold the definition of services. Services will be discussed in a later video in detail, but right now you just have to know that services are that layer of your code which only holds the business logic and don't have a direct relationship with the UI. Generally, services are globally scoped, but you can also choose certain services to be specific to a module, and that can be controlled using the providers. Now that we have basic understanding of different configurations of a module, let's actually have a look on the code. In our app module, which is the root module of our application, holds a declaration of app component. This means app component is a part of app module, or in other words, app component is defined here. Import holds the dependencies of this module. That means the app module requires a feature from browser module and also app routing module. In the providers, we don't have anything yet because Angular do not by default create any services for us. This is for our use and to write business logic in it. We will create providers in later videos. And Bootstrap is something which is specific to the root module. You won't see this Bootstrap module in other modules normally. This is just to initialize your application. We don't have any exports option here because we didn't choose to export any features from our app module yet. However, we have one more module which is exposing certain feature, which is the app routing module. In the app routing module, you can see there is an exports attribute which exports our router module. And as app module here is importing our app routing module, by default it will get the feature of router module. I hope the basic configurations is clear to you. If not, please drop them in the comment section and I will see you in the next one.